Good day, everyone. So let's have our class, and for today we will be talking about analogies. So, analogies are two sets of words that have something in common. For example, we have grass, so it is green, and sky, of course. What is common for the sky? It's called color blue, so sky is blue. So the clue in discovering analogies is to discover why and how the first pair go together. For example, going back to the first pair, we have grass and green. So if grass is connected to green because of its color, so what should be connected to sky? Based on what? So since grass is connected to green as color, so we need to connect sky to what color as well. So answer is blue. So here, what makes grass and green go together? So the color of grass is green. So what sky is to? What color is the sky? So blue. Milk is to glass as soup is to bowl. So what's the connection there? So the first pair is what is the thing or the liquid and where should it be put. So we should put, usually we will put our milk so that we can drink it in a glass or in a cup, or in Tagalog, baso. And of course, where should we put our soup? Let's say crab and corn soup, or potato soup, or nilagang baka, soup pa din yan. It's still soup. So where will you put it? Do you usually put it in your plate? In your glass? Are you going to drink it like water or like juice? So of course not. So you're going to put it where? In a bowl. So here, the analogy is where you put it. Ano? So here another example. So dog is to fur as bird is to. So if dogs have fur, then birds have what? So of course, they have feathers. So you see, feather. So next is tomato is to red as lemon is to. So of course, almost all tomatoes or tomatoes are color red. So they are based on, or the comparison is based on color. So usually the color of lemon is yellow. So yellow. Train is to tracks as bait is to. Okay, so trains. So the choo-choo train, they usually a boat. Sorry, wrong word. Boat. It's boat here. So trains usually only run on tracks. They cannot run on roads and others. So how about boat? Where can it usually only drive or only go through? So the answer is water. Elephant is too large, so of course, and a mouse is too. So here, what is the analogy all about? It's all about size. So if an elephant is large, how about a mouse? So it is small. Winter is too cold, and summer is too, of course, hot. Fish is to swim, as rabbit is to. So if the fish is known as a swimmer, when we think of rabbit, it means a what? Hop or jump. So some more analogies for the day. So train, track, car, road, nose. Of course, when we have nose, where is the nose? The face. How about hand? Arm. So where can we find the hand? So it is connected to our whole arm. While the car, of course, it drives on the road. More analogies. So milk, bottle, crayon. Where do you think should we put crayons? We will show later. While duck is to waddle, as frog is to. Okay. So crayon, where should we put the crayons? In a box. So duck is to waddle, so the way they move. While frog, of course, the way they move is they hop around. Next, meet, catch. Well, if you're asking what is a mitt, it's like in the baseball, what the catchers are wearing, so they're called mitts. And bat is to what? Ball, round. How about box? So how is it, or what should we connect it with? So ball, of course. Bat, we use the bat to hit something. And box, it is a square. Lost, found. And wet is to what? Next is shower is to bathroom, dishwasher is to. So if shower is found in the bathroom, dishwasher, where should it be found? So let's find out. So wet, dry, and kitchen. So in the lost and found, their connection is that they're opposite. So one is lost, then of course the opposite is found. So wet, what should be the opposite of wet? So dry. So shower is to bathroom, this time it's about location. And dishwasher is to kitchen. Food, eat. So when we say food, when we think of food, so it should be eaten. How about water? What should happen to water? So drink. 5, 10, 2. How about what happened to 2? So 4. So water, drink, 2 is to 4. So moving on. Again, before we move on. Oops. Oh, it changed. Go back. Again. So before we move on to the types of analogies, again, when we say analogies, these are two sets or two pairs of words that have something in common. So we have the first pair in our example, grass and green, and the second pair, sky and blue. So what do they have in common? So they're both being compared, or they're both being described by color. So moving on to the different types of analogy. So there are 7 common types. Be mindful of the word common. So meaning there are many more kinds of analogy. So but these are just the common, the usual everyday analogy. So first of all, we have part to whole. It is a relationship and analogy in which one term is part of the other term. If you remember, we have the nose is to face. So we have here again, eyes is to face. So our eyes is part of our face. So part to whole. Next, that's the first relationship. Next, cause and effect. So a relationship in analogy in which one term is the result of the other term. So for example, she wanted to buy a dress, so she went to the mall. So what's the cause? She wanted to buy a dress. And the effect, she went to the mall. Person to situation. So a relationship in analogy in which one term is the workplace of the other. So person. One term is the workplace of the other. Person situation. So we have the sales lady, and where should that person be working? To or in a mall. So a sales lady works in a mall. So the other examples, police station or station. Teacher is to school. Next, synonyms. So a relationship in analogy in which both terms have the same meaning. So the two terms are the same in terms of their meaning. So kaya nga synonyms. So little is to small. So, because both terms have mean the same. Next, antonyms. So, it's basically just the opposite of synonyms. A relationship in analogy in which the terms are opposite in meaning. So, elegant. So, it's like beautiful or pretty. So, unattractive. So, you're not attractive. Next, geography. A relationship in analogy in which one term can be situated in another. So it is similar to the person to situation. The difference is here, it's a person, someone, and it's workplace or his or her workplace. This time, it is a place where should it be connected to. So, for example, a shopping mall. Where do you usually see or find a shopping mall? So, in a city. So, shopping mall is to city. And last is time. A relationship in the analogy in which both terms speaks of time element. For example, morning is to evening. So, it indicates time. So, let's have more examples. So, let's answer this. Note their relationship. So, determine the type of relationship expressed in the pair of words given. Choose your answer from the box. Then write your answer in your notebooks. Or just listen. Ano? So, we have the first one. So, big and small. Full and empty. So, what do you think is the relationship between the two? So, if, remember, we pronounce this as big is to small and full is to empty. So, here, the colon, in a analogy, we pronounce it as is to. So, it's relationship to the other word. And here is the word and. So, again, analogy is two pairs of words that have something in common. So, here is the first pair, and here is the second pair. So, to identify, although we can look at both, but we can already identify just by looking at one pair only. Let's go with big and small. How are they related? Are they part of the whole? No. Are they about someone and his job? Of course not. There's no people here, not a job or not a person. Are they about time? No. Is it cause and effect? No. Is it about place and where should it be? Not. Do they mean the same thing? Of course not. One is big. Big. Me? Big. One is small. My thumb. Small. So, of course, their relationship is antonyms. So, big is to small and full is to empty. So, the relationship is antonyms. Lives is to tree and sand is to sea. Okay, so again, let's just look at one pair. Lives is to tree. What do you think is their relationship? Are they the opposite meaning? Yes, they do not mean the same, but of course, it is really seen. They do not really mean the same. A tree is the big part, and the leaves are just small parts. And based on that explanation only, part. So this is part to whole. So the leaves is only part of the whole tree. And if you're going to say, sir, there's no sand in the sea. No, there is sand. It's just under the sea. But still, it is part of the sea. Next. Volcanic eruption. Earth is to earthquake. El Nino is to drought. Okay. So, again, let's just look at the first pair. So, if there is a volcano erupting, like what happened in Mount Taal, so because of the force of the volcanic eruption, the ground shakes, resulting to the earthquake, or there is an earthquake happening. And because of that word, resulting to an earthquake, we already know that the relationship is a cause and effect. So why is there an earthquake? So the cause is there was a volcanic eruption. And because there was a volcanic eruption, the effect is that there was an earthquake. Same with El Nino is to drought. So El Nino is that's the a season in which there is nothing but sun all the time. Mostly 90% sun. There's no rain at all. And because of that, everything is dry. Okay. Next, Luzon is to Manila. Mindanao is to Davao. So where or what should be their relationship? So based on the names itself, so this is an island, one of the islands of the Philippines, and this is a city in Luzon. Similar with Mindanao to Davao. So they're about places. So it's about geography. Next, year is to month, week is to day. So no need to explain. They're about time. Huge, big, narrow, slim. So this is about synonyms. So we based on the first pair, huge and big, they mean the same thing. Next, pilot is to airplane and priest is to church. So we have here a person and his workplace. A person again and his workplace. Where where does a pilot work? In an airplane. Where does a priest preach? In a church. So the relationship is person to situation. Page, book, ink, ball pen. So what is the relationship? So the relationship is, of course, a page is only one piece. But if there are multiple pages, then we have a notebook or a book. And of course, an ink is part of a ball pen. So a ball pen cannot work without an ink. So the relationship is part to whole. So that's it for today. So I hope you understand what are analogies. So if you have any questions, you can just give questions in the comments after watching this video. Okay, so that's all for analogies. That's all for our lesson for today. So, goodbye.